As many consumers gear up to spend big during the holiday shopping season, a recent survey from CreditWise at Capital One finds over 70% of people pinpoint personal finance as a main source of stress in their lives. Joining us now to share some credit management tips ahead of Black Friday is Chris Gatz. He's the head of CreditWise at Capital One. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. I'm wondering if you can break down some of the findings in that study.
Absolutely. So thanks for having me, Kristen. We just recently did this study, and it wasn't surprising to find out the respondents in the survey were stressed about their finances. What we did find on top of that, though, was that it was the number one stressor they cited, even more than family, work, or politics. Another key finding from that survey was that the respondents were optimistic. So we found that people, despite being stressed about finances, felt like next year was going to be even better for them, with over 40% of respondents saying that they felt like next year they'd be in better financial shape. And the younger audiences in particular were the most optimistic, with over half of millennials saying that they felt optimistic that they'd be in better shape next year.
So, Chris, now that we have the holiday season fully underway, we've got Black Friday coming up in just a couple of days. How much are Americans worried about using that credit card during their holiday shopping? Are a lot of them getting into debt around this time of year?
Yeah, so in the survey, it told us that, big purchases like a house or a car were the number one times where people were thinking about their credit. But holiday shopping came up as well, with a third of the respondents saying that they were thinking about their credit during this time of year. This is a great time of year for everybody out there to start thinking about their credit if they're not, though. People are spending more. Black Friday's coming up, Cyber Monday. And as they're spending, it's great to think about how much of their credit cards they're using. One of the key factors that goes into your credit score is the percent of your available credit limit that you use. And we encourage everyone to keep that balance less than 30% of their available credit limit, because it's one of the key factors that goes into your credit score.
One of the comforts when you're really stressing about your finances is knowing that you're not the only one, and that there are millions of Americans who are also in that same kind of situation. So can you just tell us geographically, what are some of the regions that are the most stressed out about money?
Yeah, so we found that across the board, a lot of people were stressed out about money. Some of the regions like the Midwest cited being particularly stressed out about finances. But it was really something that across the board, everyone was feeling it. And so, as you said, knowing that others are in that situation can provide a little comfort. And we would like to encourage everybody to use that as motivation to go out and start working to improve their credit. It's a tough thing to do, and it takes some time, but it is certainly possible. It's a myth that you cannot improve your score, and we want everybody to go out there and try and start working towards taking the steps to improve their score, which starts with paying on time and then lowering the balances you have by paying as much of your bill as you can each month.
And just curious, so for people who do find that maybe they've already overspent this holiday season that's just getting underway, or that they will have spent over, the holiday season, what are the tips for getting out of that hole? It seems without fail, the credit card companies come in with like the teaser rates and all of that around January because people think about getting on track with their finances. Should they do anything with those teaser rates, or what's your advice to people for getting out of the hole?
Yeah, so I think there's two things that I would recommend. First off, when it comes to getting out of the hole, we encourage people to pay down as much of their balances as they can each month. And so looking at what your interest rate is and really paying attention to that credit card statement when it comes in to understand how much of your amount that you owe is a balance versus finance charges, that interest that accumulates, really can help you out. Also, we want people to improve their credit so that they're in good shape in the future when they want to go for those big purchases. And the steps towards improving your credit score are making sure you pay on time because it shows lenders that you're trustworthy, and also making sure you pay down as much of your balance as you can.
All right, Chris Gatz, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.